What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City live watch-along with the match against Arsenal from the Etihad Stadium in the Premier League. We're back after the international break, and it is good to be back with more football with and involving Manchester City. So really looking forward to this match. But before we crack on with this video and speak about everything there is to speak about during this live watch along, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you are enjoying this live stream. As always, first target that we're aiming for live during this watch along is 100 likes. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. You can find my social media just below on the banner for my Twitter and Instagram. Email also on there if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. So let's crack on with this live stream. And of course, what everyone's looking forward to, Sergio Aguero. He is back. Absolutely brilliant. Delighted to have Kun Aguero back with Manchester City. In my opinion, a much needed boost for our team. Speaking of teams, let's get through the teams first. We're going to start off with our oppositions first. We're going to start off with Arsenal, of course. We've got the master versus the apprentice. Pep Guardiola taking on Mikel Arteta. City, we've faced Mikel Arteta already at the Etihad Stadium, giving Arsenal a thumping last season. Of course, that was mainly down to David Luiz getting a stupid sending off, and City were able to annihilate them. Arsenal, though, got their revenge in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Now Arsenal return back to the Etihad Stadium looking to try and cause another upset for Manchester City and try and just to derail Manchester City's season further. Whereas City looking for a response, drawing in our last game against Leeds United. We're going to try and build on that, hopefully, and pick up our first home win of the season, and then some more games coming up throughout October and into November. So the Arsenal team, in net they've got Leno, Bellerin starting at the back, Holding starting as well. They've also got Dos Santos, Tierney, Ceballos, Shaqiri, Saka, Willian, Pepe and Aubameyang. That's a very negative Arsenal team there, so I'm not sure if they're going with a potential, that's a 4 or a 3 at the back there. What it does, though, it looks quite negative, if I'm completely honest. Quite a bit of pace there for Arsenal. Not too much physicality, so I'm wondering maybe with City seem to have improved on their set-piece taking, that may be a telling factor. Maybe. A decent front three, though. Willian and Nicolas Pepe out wide, and Aubameyang sitting up front, who's captaining Arsenal today. Obviously, the danger man, Aubameyang. I'm almost certain he'll be one of, if not the top goal scorer come the end of the season. And we're going to have to keep him quiet, and also trying to keep the pace of Arsenal quiet. So they'll be looking towards Saka, towards Ceballos, and then Willian and Pepe to try and get inroads through Manchester City's high line. So it looks like Arsenal are going to be sitting a little bit deeper, which is kind of what I was expecting. On the bench, they've got Renarson, Lacazette, Maitland-Niles, Thomas, David Luiz, Elneny, and Nikita. Yeah, Lacazette obviously to being the standout player there. David Luiz not starting. I find that quite interesting. But all in all, it could be quite an interesting little setup here from Arsenal. I suspect that Arteta is going to look to soak, absorb, and hurt Manchester City on the counter-attack. And considering that worked so well for Leicester City, don't really blame him for going for that. For Manchester City, we've got Ederson in goal, Kyle Walker starting at right back, Joao Cancelo starting at left back. Benjamin Mendy's injured, apparently not too serious, but it's more serious than what Laporte's injury is, and apparently so Laporte isn't playing as well. So we've gone with Cancelo at left back, we've gone with Ruben Diaz and Nathan Ake starting as City centre backs. In my opinion, that's City's strongest back four that we could go with what's available for selection, so I'm happy with that. Rodri sitting in defensive midfield, and then Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden occupying the rest of the central midfield role for Manchester City, as Kevin De Bruyne is going to be out for a couple of weeks. That's a big bonus, Arsenal will be thinking. But Riyad Mahrez starting on the right, Raheem Sterling on the left, and captaining the side tonight. And like I said, Kun Aguero, he is back, starts up front for Manchester City. Big danger man. Arsenal going to need to keep him quiet. On the bench, Zach Steffen, John Stones, Ilkay Gundogan, he's returned to the City squad, Ferran Torres, Fernandinho, Eric Garcia and Liam Delap. So a little bit more of a senior feel to Manchester City's substitute bench, which in my opinion is good to see. Looks like a more of a standard Manchester City side with no De Bruyne playing. I imagine Foden and Bernardo Silva will be looking to maybe push a little further up, so maybe City may be looking for more attacking options here, which may suit City, it may not. It'll be interesting. Like I said, lots to talk about. I reckon this is going to be a both teams to score. My score prediction for this game, I'm going for 3-1 to Manchester City. So I'd like to know in the chat, let me know your score prediction of this game. So, who's tuning in? We've got Nikozo, I hope that's how you say his name. Your name, Mbele. Apologise if I butchered your name. Saying hello, JSGC. Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Alexandros tuning in from Greece. Got a good feeling. Like to see that. Thank you for tuning in as well. Matthew Hogg, negative, going for 2-1 to Arsenal. What? Got to be positive being a Manchester City fan. Moni Fernandez going for 3-1 to Manchester City. Kevin Jardine going for 2-1 for City. Isn't going to be easy. My thoughts as well. I'm going for 3-1 to City. Maybe a goal coming later on. Maybe not. Ustaf tuning in back from Nepal. Thank you for tuning in once more. Kelvin tuning in as well. Thank you for tuning in. Just funny saying Arsenal looking better than Manchester City on the team sheet there. You know what? I'm going to disagree. I think City looking very strong there. Aguero returning, lots of attacking options. I think City looks stronger in the midfield with more creativity there. And I think City's back line looks a bit stronger than Arsenal's as well. All in all, I think if City turn up and play like how they can play and play properly, I feel like we can get the job done. But will they do that? Remains to be seen. The Wolf going for 1-0 to Manchester City. Love it. Clean sheet, a win for Manchester City. That would do me all day long. Dream is the Destiny channel going for 3-0 to Manchester City. I like that. Ustav going for 3-2 to Manchester City and Bendover tuning in once more. Thank you for your loyalty and tuning in once again back in from Aberdeen up in Scotland. Absolutely love it. So thank you everyone for tuning in. So we're up to 23 likes already. The game hasn't even started. That's decent in my opinion. Like I said, aiming for 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Shah going for 7-0 to Manchester City. That would be fantastic. And Rishi going for 2-0 to Manchester City. So thank you everyone for sending in your score predictions. So let's speak about the other games that's happened this afternoon. So first up, Everton, they've took on Liverpool in the Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. Everton, of course, have got off to an absolute flyer to the season, winning every single game. Going into a match against Liverpool, Liverpool go ahead twice. Everton peg them back twice. Liverpool, in added time, win the game. Jordan Henderson, but the offside flag, well, should I say VAR anyway, rules it as offside. And so the goal's disallowed. My opinion, it's delightful and it's great to see. Obviously, Liverpool dropping points. So I'm hoping we can use that as a little bit of spurring momentum to spur us on. He wasn't offside. That's my opinion. He wasn't offside. That goal should have stood. But I'm going to take it every day of the week. Liverpool dropping points. In my opinion, they're the team that are to stop this season. I know Everton's got off to a fantastic start, but Liverpool dropping points and losing in their last game as well. Surely we've got to be taking a bit of confidence. And if we can win this game, surely then we've got to start getting them wheels going and that momentum wheel going as well. Plenty of games coming up, lots of Champions League games as well. Lots of ways for City to start building up their momentum and get their season really going. We've got 4 games between now and the next international break. 2 at home, 2 away, our 2 home games against Arsenal. And then lastly, just before the next international break against Liverpool. And I know we've got a couple of difficult away games sandwiched in between them as well. And I'm feeling that if we can win our next 4 Premier League games, that will put us there or thereabouts right towards the top of the table. That's what I'm going for Manchester City to do. I will have a better answer after this game. If City can win this game, and like I said, clean sheet, a good performance, and winning this game comfortably would be great, then we can move on and start looking above us and start getting our season going. Because at the moment, bit stagnated. 4 points from 3 games. Not really the Manchester City standard that we've come to expect over the last few seasons. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from there. Now, quite a few people just leaving in the chat are just saying, where is Aymeric Laporte? Aymeric Laporte is currently picked up a minor injury. Not too sure how long he's going to be out for. I'm not sure. Hopefully he'll be back for the next game. If not, you'd think the game after. Benjamin Mendy's injury is a little bit more serious, but not as serious as, like, the word serious makes it sound serious, and he's going to be out for a long time. He isn't going to be out for a long time. His injury, though, is more sinister than what Laporte's is. So I'd have thought Laporte would be back sooner rather than later, but we signed Ake. It's why we signed him, brought him in. Good quality player, just for this situation, that we can put him into our slot at centre-back on that left side. Got no problem with that whatsoever. De Bruyne, big loss for Manchester City, of course. So you're very correct there, Shah. But it gives a good opportunity here for other players. It's a good opportunity to see a partnership of Bernardo Silva back in the centre. That's great to see, in my opinion, to see how he forms a partnership with Phil Foden. So we'll have to see what happens there. Just reading there, so Mr. Hannibal, 2-0 Manchester City is happy to be seeing Cancelo going at left back. I am happy to see Cancelo going at left back as well. I've not seen the goals for any of the games today, so I've not seen Che Adams' goal versus Chelsea. I'll have a watch of it later and see what's happening there. But, okay, Chelsea were 2-0 up, so I stopped paying attention to that game. I thought they'd picked up the win there. Southampton pegged them back. Chelsea took the lead again before, in injury time, 3-3 at Stamford Bridge. Points drop for Chelsea. Decent team. Points drop for Liverpool as well. Extremely decent team. Surely City have got to be taking confidence from that going into this game. Vertigo, absolute legend, donating $1.99 or $1.99 to the JSGC cause. Thank you very much for your donation. Shout out to you. Absolute legend. Bristol City in first place. Assuming you are a Bristol City fan. Bristol City, I like Bristol City. We played them a few seasons ago in the Carabao Cup. Played nice attacking football. Took on Manchester City, went toe for toe, got hammered. I have a lot of respect for them. So I'd like to see Bristol City come up and see what's going on there. Will Mix be coming on later? Mixid? No, I'm not at Mixid's bar for Mixid to be tuning in, unfortunately. In fact, I've not seen him leaving any of the comments, so I'm not even sure if he's tuned into the live stream. Never mind. Just me. You'll have to put up with me instead. Jedi, I am very well, thank you. Saturday evening, couple of days off work. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm very well. Don't think I could be much better. I'm a little bit tired, so if it gets towards the end of the live stream and I start yawning, I do apologise, but I am very well. How are you, Jedi, and how is everybody else tuning in? Hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone is well as well. Expectations from City in the Champions League. Surely we've got to be thinking about just going to that next stage. Quarterfinals for the last 3 seasons. We've got to be thinking about semi-final. I mean, I'd take a final. I want to get to the Champions League final, experience the Champions League final, see what it's like, get ourselves a feel of it. I always think it's a bonus to win the Champions League, but with consistency, it can be done. Top quality teams in the Champions League, of course. I'm looking towards Bayern Munich, the current champions. I'm looking towards other teams, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, who we knocked out, of course. I'm looking at Barcelona, looking at Juventus. Lots of top quality teams. It's a lottery. City need to be consistent if they want to win the Champions League. But seems like we're going to be back to 2 legs. So I'd hope that might suit City if we're not playing an English team, in my opinion. What do I think about lockdown tier 2? Manchester still in tier 2 at this moment in time. Lancashire, where I'm from, where I am, that's currently in tier 3. Yeah, super, super duper. Yeah. I've stopped paying it. I'll be honest. I've stopped paying attention to everything. I've stopped reading about everything. I've just. I go to work, I come home, I relax, I make videos for you guys, repeat. That's pretty much my life. Whether we're in lockdown or not, that'd pretty much still be my life. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I'm still able to do everything that I am able to do, and I'm in the position that I am in. So yeah, Ash, I'm very well. Why is David Luiz on the pitch? Has Arsenal picked up an injury for David Luiz to be on that pitch? Something slipped through the net there as we're nearing in on kickoff. It is 5:30 now, so they should be kicking off very soon. So David Luiz has come in. Arsenal are a substitute down, and it is Holding that isn't playing. So there we go. As we prepare for kickoff here for the Manchester City match against Arsenal. Pep and Mikel Arteta brace. Mikel Arteta, my pick to take over as Manchester City manager should Pep Guardiola not renew his contract at the end of the season, as we're right on kick-off now. Game live on Sky Sports, by the way, if you're tuning in from the UK. My prediction, 3-1 to Manchester City, I'm going for. As Arsenal gets us underway for the start of this first half. So City in possession to start with, as Arsenal's cleared the ball and City come away with it. So Ederson's having his first touch. He decides to distribute long. There's a nice surging run. Mahrez picks the ball up. It's a good run. Maybe a chance to shot a goal. He does, and it's just wide from Riyad Mahrez. Very unlucky that from Riyad Mahrez. Very, very unlucky. Decent first effort within the first minute of the game. Someone's just said timer. I forgot. Sorry. I'll just put that on now. There we go. Timer. Sorry, it's about a minute out. I apologise. I'm a minute ahead. Ill prepared. I'm out of touch. It's been 2 weeks, okay? Not done this in 2 weeks. Anyway, crack a can open. Let's go. It's party started. Sterling is the captain. Mixid. There he is. Tuning in. Mr. Super Sid 13 on his other channel. Closing him down, but hello Aaron. Thank you for tuning in. How are you? Ruben Diaz getting another challenge. Passes it back to Ederson, his former teammate at Benfica. Aguero's dropped deep. Good to hear, Aaron. Good to hear. He's taken out on a free kick from Manchester City. Nice positive start this from City. City making their intentions very clear from the off. It is very good to see Sergio Aguero back. Really good to see him back. Hoping he can get in amongst the goals. I'm hoping he's fully fit. Which would be good. So Bernardo Silva now down the left-hand side. Ball gets played in. Back post. Cleared by Arsenal, by Tierney. Kyle Walker surely going to centralise this, and goes backwards in doing so. Plays it back to Ruben Diaz. As Nathan Ake's floated out to left back position as Phil Foden tries to distribute a pass. He's intercepted very, very well by Arsenal. Arsenal struggling kind of to get out, but they are able to bring it out now. I'm not sure about Zinchenko, but Mendy's injured. I'm not sure about Zinchenko. He had a little knock just before transfer deadline day, which ruled him out, so I presume he's still injured. Either that or he's just out of favour. I'm not sure. As Arsenal getting some little fancy passes going down their own left-hand side. Pressed into a mistake, nearly Saka, but keeps hold of the ball well. So Arsenal now can bring the ball forward, though they are going backwards. Having a look at Arsenal's shape. What shape they're going into. I'd be having Sergio Aguero resuming his rivalry with David Luiz. I'd be having him running at him, and Raheem Sterling as David Luiz has taken up a right side of centre-back space. So it looks like they've gone with a back three. Arsenal distributing it very well. Although a heavy touch means Manchester City can win the ball back. I think that was through Rodri. Long ball in from Ederson, cleared by Tierney. And Arsenal able to bring the ball under control. Though playing it out from the back once more through David Luiz. City looking to press. City looking very sharp and fresh these early stages, which considering we've not played for 2 weeks is a good thing. Showing the players aren't too fatigued from their time on international break. Fatigue will become a big issue as the season goes on. Wear and tear and injuries will become a real big issue. So with City's quality squad that we've got, I'm hoping that it will tell, and the sooner we can get players back, the better, in my opinion. Lots of games to be played in such a short period of time. These international breaks properly cheese me off as well. Now City's turn to play out from the back. So, following that first minute shot from Riyad Mahrez, which weren't too far off the far post, nothing much else to report on. Lots of passing, lots of pressing, lots of dropping deeper, lots of trying to force the mistakes and heavy touches, but nothing else. As Ruben Diaz nearly was pressed into a mistake from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. As that's a nice bit of play out from Ederson. City are able to bring it away on the counter-attack. Raheem Sterling, can he find Mahrez? He can. On the right-hand side, Mahrez dribbles well. Gets a ball across and a header over the bar from Sergio Aguero. Ball's kind of just hit at him and gets his head onto it and goes over the bar. I think Mahrez, so often people say he's too greedy. I think it'd have been done better when he got it onto his right foot there, maybe to have had a go across goal and see what happened. I mean, someone was waiting at the back post. Was that Phil Foden or Sterling or someone that was waiting at the back post there? If he dragged it, that maybe they'd have been in for a tap-in. As it is, Aguero heads it over the bar, and it's a goal kick to Arsenal, and the score remains Manchester City 0, Arsenal 0 in this Premier League match. Man City's 4th game of the season. We've, of course, got a game in hand on everybody else, considering our game with Aston Villa was postponed. No date for that Villa game. I've had a look at City's schedule, and there doesn't seem to be any free dates for City midweek or so until around January time. You know, with them only having one leg for the Carabao Cup, there might be a bit of spare room there for a potential game in hand. If City and Aston Villa, neither of them obviously get to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, then of course that game could be played when the semi-final of the Carabao Cup is in early January. There's a bit of a heavy touch there from City, but it's rectified. As that's gone out of play for a throw into Arsenal. Bit sloppy that from City, if I'm completely honest. Still behind closed doors, still not got fans back into stadiums. Pandemic, we're having second wave is what they're calling it. Cases up, deaths are up and stuff. So fans into stadiums is being pushed back and delayed. Of course, other countries around Europe have got fans into stadiums. Not the case here in England for football matches. Of course, in the Premier League and down through the EFL. I'm not too sure what the regulations are for non-league football. It's all a bit confusing, if I'm completely honest, as Ederson's poor pass is intercepted but goes out of play by Nicolas Pepe. I think it'd have been better going for a long ball forward there, if I'm honest. Doesn't matter. Rodri now distributes it to the right-hand side. Mahrez looked pretty lively on this right-hand side. Tierney's been giving him a good go, but Riyad Mahrez has looked lively and looking to try and make things happen. Had a shot in the first minute. Had a ball, hit with power across to Sergio Aguero's head, which was headed over. So things distributing, or should I say, flowing through Riyad Mahrez at this moment in time. Sterling now. Bernardo Silva gets a ball across, cleared by Arsenal. Surely the loose second ball picked up by City and is through Ruben Diaz. Kyle Walker goes back to Diaz. City now forced back into their own half momentarily, bringing it forward. Nathan Ake, he's operating more as a left back. It's crazy. Bernardo Silva dropping deep. Looking for space. Out wide now. Kyle Walker. Mahrez. Arsenal showing their shape. Definitely a 3 at the back, it looks like, from them. That's a great tackle from Arsenal. Now, potential counter-attack here for Arsenal. Not too much cover. If Arsenal can get this right, they could maybe create themselves a little opportunity here. City, though, get back in numbers and force Arsenal to just move the ball backwards so City can get back into shape. Aubameyang with the twist and turn and moving the ball backwards just stops that little potential counter-attack when City looked a bit flat. As a big ball long forward goes straight into the gloves of Ederson, and he just rolls it out quickly to Kyle Walker for City to resume their play. So Raheem Sterling now, it's his turn this time to drop deep, sitting in the centre of midfield at the moment as he distributes the ball out wide. Mahrez can't win the header, goes over the head of Tierney and out for a throw-in to Arsenal. Wasn't a great ball in that. Didn't really give Mahrez much to work with there. As we await the first goal of this game, Bernardo Silva comes forward, surely on his own, goes to Aguero, manages to just get a slight, get a deflection off Gabriel sliding in and out for a corner here to Manchester City. So we're 11 minutes into the game, just over 11 minutes into the game. It's the first corner of the game. Would I say Mahrez is world class? I think Mahrez is a very good player, is what I'd say. On his day, fantastic. Had a great season last season. Looking for more consistency this season as Phil Foden ends up getting a shot away. Takes a deflection and out for another corner to Manchester City, this time on the other side. On Manchester City's left-hand side. The first corner came in from the right-hand side. What a great ball in. Arsenal managed to clear that with relative ease. City look a bit stronger now with Ake and Diaz and Rodri all occupying at the back as the corner comes in. The header is won initially by Arsenal. Nicolas Pepe. Looked like Mahrez had brought him down. Referee's surely going to come back for an Arsenal free kick there, and does, from a pull on Nicolas Pepe. Bit of a tactical foul, that one from Mahrez. Surprised referee's not maybe had a look at a yellow card. Completely grabs his arm, pulls him. Doesn't play the ball there. So we're up to, 44 likes, nearly in on 50 likes. That's great. Aiming for 100 likes. Currently got nearly 60 people tuning in, concurrent viewers, which is really good to see. So welcome. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the JSGC channel and the JSGC watch-along of this Premier League game between Manchester City and Arsenal. We're going to be doing watch-alongs, you would think, for the whole season. That's every single game, apart from when we're on Sky Box Office, as I definitely will not be paying pay-per-view. I could maybe find another stream elsewhere and do a live stream, maybe. Just not do... in fact, yeah, I'd probably do that. Make a point that I'm not going to do Sky Box Office and pay subscription prices of what is it, like £10-15 they're charging for a game. Just no way. As Rodri commits a foul further upfield, and he's given a yellow card for a similar challenge that Riyad Mahrez just did. No difference between the challenges, only where they were on the pitch. Rodri picks up a yellow card, yet Mahrez doesn't. Not too sure. Anyway, you Sharp, thank you very much. The full form of JSGC. Getting back into the swing of things. As that goes out for a throw into Manchester City in the Arsenal final third. A little bit of poor play out from the back there from Arsenal. A little bit too much power. Not enough for Kieran Tierney to keep that one in. So City here maybe have an opportunity to, or not, throw it backwards. It goes back to Ederson. Scrap that. I was going to say maybe City could create themselves a little attacking opportunity, but never mind. Arsenal's currently got 3 players up front and a player sitting behind, trying to press Manchester City into that mistake as Ederson's forced onto his weaker right foot. Goes well over halfway. The header isn't won by Manchester City, but the second ball is. That is brilliant defending there from, I think, Saka, who's committed himself to a new long-term contract at Arsenal. As, I thought it might have been an option for City on that left-hand side this summer, had he not. Anyway, City managed to come away with the ball once more in their own half. Bernardo Silva now leading a counter-attack. He centralises it, surely going to distribute it very soon. He is brought down. Referee chooses to wave on advantage. As Raheem Sterling now picks up the ball. We're about 35 yards away from goal. He's on his right foot. He may have a go. He does. And it is blocked. Nathan Ake picks up the pieces after a bit of a scramble in the middle. I'm sorry to hear that you're in work, Andrew, but thank you for tuning in. Not really missed much at the moment. Phil Foden now, though, into the penalty area. Aguero dropping deeper. Bernardo Silva, no way through the Arsenal stubbornness now. They're defending in numbers. Kyle Walker distributes it to Mahrez. Nice little one-touch passes this from Manchester City. Kyle Walker, again, centralises it. Ruben Diaz, down the left-hand side. Ball given away once more by Manchester City. I think that was through Phil Foden, and I think it's Willian that is brought down by Phil Foden. Phil Foden, when the ball's come to him, seems to be taking a bit too much of heavy touches there. Hector Bellerin and Willian seem to be having a bit of a little bit more success on that Manchester City left-hand side. So I'd maybe start to be looking towards Mahrez. Like I said, Mahrez looks like he's giving a handful to Tierney. Tierney looks up for the battle. Pace of Kyle Walker, and I'd maybe look to drift Phil Foden maybe out onto the right hand side rather than the left hand side, and maybe get Bernardo Silva occupying that role on the left hand side. Just feel like Arsenal could be got at on that right hand side and then get it centrally. Like I said, maybe City looking to maybe exploit David Luiz, seeing him come into the lineup after initially being on the bench, but Rob Holding picking up an injury before the game means that they've started David Luiz, and Arsenal have only got 6 substitutes rather than 7. Considering all these games, makes it incredible. I find it incredible. And incredible that they've not gone for these 5 substitutes and having more subs on the bench and having more options, with player fatigue and injury becoming a serious issue as the season goes on. But there we go. Anyway, Arsenal now in the Manchester City half. Ball gets played across. Surely going to be dealt with by Cancelo, and is. So through past the first 15 minutes, what I call first phase, into the second phase where Arsenal will be looking to just keep Manchester City out and try and keep the score to 0, get it to around 30-35 minutes. Bit of a poor giveaway that from Kyle Walker. Now Arsenal have potentially got a bit of a counter-attack on, although not read properly there by Arsenal, and Ederson can intercept that, as I think that was Nicolas Pepe just halted his run. Not too sure why. Over 50 likes now. Thank you very much for everyone that has left a thumbs up on this live stream. If you are watching this live stream, it would be much appreciated if you could leave a thumbs up so I know that you are enjoying the live stream. Really helps my channel to grow. Aiming for 100 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated by me, as Manchester City bring the ball forward now into the Arsenal final third. Nathan Ake on the left hand side. Manchester City doing their one-touch passes once more, looking for a way through. Isn't a way through, so they centralise it once more. May need patience, may need a little bit of creativity, not too sure, but they're going to need something to try and break through this stubborn Arsenal defence. Might not be the greatest on paper when looking at their defence, but it is a pretty solid defence that's well organised, well drilled, and got playing good football by Mikel Arteta. I've come to expect no more from a man that has worked long and hard with Pep Guardiola, which means we're in for what should be a thriller. As Ederson once more, distribution not really been on point for Ederson in this game, giving away, and Arsenal have picked up the ball now. Although City, with good pressing, have forced Arsenal backwards, back to their goalkeeper, in fact. As Arsenal look to build up from the back once more. As David Luiz takes a touch. There's Arsenal now on the left-hand side. Ball goes in, deflected, only to be picked up again by Arsenal. So they go back down their left-hand side, looking to try and put a ball in. Tierney sells a dummy. Saka, can he get a ball in? Dinks it, goes for the back post, cleared by Manchester City. They want the offside flag. Linesman are looking for a free kick. Something's given. Anyway, I think it's a free kick that's been given. Manchester City are going to escape that with no harm done. I'm not sure Arsenal's had a shot yet. Manchester City, of course, had one in the first minute, and they've had a blocked shot as well, and a Sergio Aguero header over the bar. I'm not recalled Arsenal making Ederson work or having any shots or of any concern. But 20 minutes in, they've not conceded. They'll take 0-0 at this stage. Arsenal will just be looking for that 2 or 3 opportunities in the game. Look to maybe put 1 or 2 of them opportunities away. Maybe even all 3 if they get 3 opportunities, is what they'll be looking for. Ederson goes for a long ball, doesn't come off, but the header clear from Arsenal goes out for a throw-in inside Arsenal's half. Arsenal nearly pressed a mistake high up. Instead, City can come away with it. Aguero dropping deep once more. Lots of heavy touches out there. It's a great pass from Mahrez now. Aguero. Maybe an opportunity. Phil Foden gets a shot. Sterling, surely 1-0 Manchester City. There it is. Raheem Sterling with the opening goal of this game. A great counter-attack from Manchester City. A great pass in from Riyad Mahrez into Aguero. He distributes it well onto the left-hand side for Phil Foden. He gets his shot. It's saved by Leno. The rebound is there. Was Raheem Sterling going to pass? Was Aguero going to take the shot? Instead, the ball opens up nicely, and for the simplest of finishes there, it's Raheem Sterling who puts Manchester City ahead, takes a first-time touch into the bottom left-hand corner for Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. The first goal of the game coming in the 23rd minute, and it's Manchester City who lead. Great sell of dummy there from Phil Foden, and Raheem Sterling there to follow it up on the rebound. Just go wait for kickoff. Make sure there's nothing about VAR. Leno's a bit slow getting back up. Couldn't really adjust to it. Manchester City go ahead. Kickoff has resumed. And so it does stand. Nothing to worry about with VAR. And it is Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Take that one every day of the week. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for tuning in. As Arsenal now come along the right-hand side before being intercepted by Joao Cancelo, who's now on the right-hand side. Joao Cancelo's been everywhere. Nathan Ake's been going out to left-back. He's been playing in midfield, right-back, left-back, everywhere. But he's there to intercept and put the ball out for a throw-in nonetheless. Now it's all about, can City get that killer second goal? Never came against Leicester. Very crucial that it never came against Leicester. It was offside when it did come, and Leicester then managed to build a platform into the game and dominate. Excuse me. Yeah, good goal by Sterling. A much needed confidence boost for Raheem Sterling in and amongst the goals once more. Also, a good first time finish. Nice and composed. I think Raheem Sterling's at his best when he's not thinking about it. Just needs to put the ball in the back of the net is when you see the best from Raheem Sterling. It's often when he's put one-on-one and has too much time to think about it that he makes a hash of it, in my opinion. As Saka just went close there with Arsenal's first shot. Took Man City to go ahead to try and force Arsenal to come out and try and do something. His shot was well saved by Ederson. As the corner comes in, rebound is smacked into, it looked like the face of Ake, as the ball comes in and headed wide from Nicolas Pepe. So that little spell there from Arsenal since going behind is over. So the corner came in, decent clearance there from City, good block as well. Ball comes in, definitely onside there. Pepe goes out for a goal kick. Decent ball in. He'd be quite disappointed with that, if I'm honest. Pretty decent opportunity. A 3-1-4-2, so it's so what is it? Look, so it's Walker alongside Ake. Obviously Ruben Diaz sitting in the centre of that. Seeing Cancelo then going into midfield alongside Rodri, Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden. And sorry, there's just a chance here for City again. Riyad Mahrez, chance. He gets a shot away. He can't put it in. He's shot. Oh, what an opportunity that for Riyad Mahrez. I said he's looked lively. City having that success on that left-hand side. He's on his stronger left foot. Good save, low down. He's shot. Just goes and gets deflected and out for a corner there to Manchester City. So Matthew said he'd like to see Liam Delap coming on. So back to Mr. Conjo. So we're seeing Ake on the left-hand side, alongside Walker on the right-hand side and Diaz in the middle. In the midfield, we're seeing Rodri sitting as that one. Then a midfield four made up of what we're seeing Cancelo, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, and take your pick between Mahrez and Raheem Sterling. It is quite confusing. I'd say it's more like a 3-1-3-3 from Manchester City or a 3-1-2-3. Who knows? Manchester City for you and Pep Guardiola. Lots of formations. City have formations playing when they're off the ball and on the ball, so it can be quite confusing, but it seems to have compacted the middle. It seems to be working. City aren't having any problems getting overlaps and getting width on the pitch, which is really good. I feel like yeah, like I said, it's working. It's working at this moment in time. What we need now is that second goal. That second goal gives us that 2-goal cushion, forces Arsenal out, and changes the complex of the game. I think Mahrez is having a very good game. I think Cancelo's having a very good game. Now Foden on the left-hand side. Another corner put behind by David Luiz to stop the ball coming in. Manchester City gaining momentum. Like I said, that second goal. Get that second goal. I think we can all, I can sit back, relax a little bit more. Corners taken short. How often do we see Man City doing that? Are they even going to get a ball in? Walker. That is horrendous. He does dink a ball in. It's just straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper, and Arsenal now try and come over counter attack, but Walker wins the header to try and make up for his poor ball in. Don't know if they worked on that in training or not. If they have, they need to work a little bit harder because that didn't work. Either that or it works in training, it's just not come off in the game. Either way, not a great ball in from Walker. Excuse me. Make me feel very gassy, these drinks. It's nice, though. I like dark fruits. So we're through 30 minutes of this game. It's currently Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0 in the Premier League. As Manchester City looking to get their first home win of the season. City now starting to get a little bit more look down their left-hand side, Arsenal's right-hand side. Walker now through the legs of an Arsenal player. City still in control of the football, bringing it away. Now into the Arsenal final third. Working it on the left-hand side. Lots of one-touch passing here from Manchester City. Look very crisp, look very sharp. We haven't looked great with our touches, but everything else looked pretty slick from City. Walker now on the right-hand side. Mahrez takes control. Chooses not to look for the overlap. Instead, switches play onto the left-hand side. Ake now. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo driving. Look very energetic. Which is good to see. A big season this for Bernardo Silva. Aguero dropping deeper. Sterling. There's lots of players out to his left-hand side. Can he find one of them? He can. Phil Foden. Surely going to go back to Bernardo. He does. Bernardo puts a deep ball into the box. No one's there waiting. Saka can bring it away. Only as far as Kyle Walker. Walker, is he going to put a ball into the box? It's blocked. It's cleared now from Arsenal. Can they bring it away fully? He's tackled. Is Bernardo going to win that ball? Saka wins the header. Second ball challenge from Manchester City. It's scrappy, but they do really well there, City do, to win the ball back. Excellent pressing that from Manchester City. City looking really up for this. Like I said, that second goal would be icing on the cake. I think we deserve the lead. And get that second goal that really settle us down, really help us out with the way that we're playing. I'm happy with how we're playing. Like I said, just always looking for that comfort of a second goal. Ball gets switched across. Arsenal bring it away. Referee deems that not a free kick, and Manchester City now on the counter-attack through Aguero on the left-hand side. Aguero, can he find anyone? Chooses to try and put a ball into the box. David Luiz with his arms by his side makes the block and puts it out for a throw-in. Couldn't rule anything out with VAR, that if that hit his arm, even though his arms are like this. Couldn't rule out a penalty being given. Ruben Diaz, yeah, everyone's looked pretty solid for City at the moment, I'd say. Ruben Diaz, he's never looked out of place at City, which is really good. Ferran Torres is a good shout. His pace could come to hurt Arsenal in the second half. As nice bit of crisp passing. Couldn't get it through the Arsenal defence as Mahrez onto his right foot gets a shot and it goes over the bar. So it was Aguero and Sterling looking to drive through the middle before working it out to Mahrez. Mahrez knows the defenders want him to go onto his left foot, switches it onto his right foot. Lots of dummies in there. Gets a shot away. Not his cleanest of hits. Goes over the bar for a goal kick to Arsenal. 60 likes. Fantastic. We're less than... Well, we're not less than. We're 40 likes away. There we go. We're less than 40 likes now. We're 39 likes away from my target of 100 likes. So if you're watching this live stream and you are enjoying the live stream, then make sure that you do like the live stream. Surely here, second goal for City. No. Phil Foden, good save that from Leno. Bernardo Silva, I'll speak you through about it in just one moment once the chance is concluded, as David Luiz can bring the ball away. Yeah, Arsenal pressed high up. Aguero distributes it out wide to Phil Foden. Phil Foden there with an advance in Leno could maybe have looked at for the chip. Someone of quality like Phil Foden, I'd have expected him to he had a tame effort, in my opinion. I'd have expected him to have, probably found the net, if I'm completely honest. Yeah, a bit disappointing that one, but there we go. Big chance that for City's second goal that we've been looking for. Into the centre, Sterling into Aguero. He's in lots of space there. Saved by the foot of Leno. It's a big opportunity. Like I said, he'd advanced. I reckon a chip might have been the best option there. Anyway, Aguero now with an opportunity. Oh, through the legs. Brilliant from Aguero. Good tackle though. Good recovery from the Arsenal defender. As he's brought down now the Arsenal man by Joao Cancelo. Playing high up once more. So we're through 35 minutes now. 10 minutes to go until the break. Thank you very much, Steve. Much appreciated. More live streams to come, of course. Tyreek, thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Brilliant, wasn't it, Auntie, from that little nutmeg from Sergio Aguero. It's a shame he just couldn't get more control onto it and maybe potentially have got a shot away, but there we go. We're currently now, 37 likes away from that target of 100. Should I say, shall we be ambitious? 10 minutes to go until half time. Can we hit them 100 like goals for the whole live stream by half time? I think so. Currently got, 60 plus people tuning in. Like I said, if you're enjoying the live stream, make sure that you do leave a thumbs up. And if you are new around here and you're enjoying the content, then feel free to subscribe as well. It is free. Press that red button. That'd be much appreciated. On that march towards 14,000 subscribers, and we're around there or thereabouts, about 250 subscribers away. So yeah, any help towards that would be much appreciated. As Kyle Walker goes shoulder for shoulder with Saka, no free kick given. I thought Saka was a bit weak there, if I'm completely honest. Didn't think that was a free kick. So in my opinion, the correct decision made. Love it. 66 people tuning in, 66 likes. So Ederson brings the ball forward. It is cleared by Arsenal, and eventually they do pick up the ball to spread the play down their left-hand side and City's right-hand side. That's a great ball now. Aubameyang is cut off by Kyle Walker. Don't think he stopped that going out for a corner, though. So I think this is going to be a corner to Arsenal, and is. So a bit of defending here to do from Manchester City with something created literally out of nothing. I mean, that was Cancelo caught high up. As it looks like we're playing Kyle Walker as a centre-back and Ake at left-back and Cancelo as a right-back is what it's looking like. Which keeps changing. Willian, though, comes over for a corner on Arsenal's left-hand side, Manchester City's right-hand side. Corner comes in. Ederson gets a big fist to it and punches it clear. Does go out for a throw-in to Arsenal, as Arsenal throw it out quickly, looking to potentially create another opportunity with the players staying up. Another ball does go in. Is going to be brought away by Manchester City, though. It's a poor pass. Poor pass. Was that Cancelo, I think it was? I think that was Cancelo. With a poor pass out there, and Arsenal managed to intercept, looking for that counter-attack. At the high quality that we've come to expect at Manchester City, I think he'll be disappointed with that. We're now less than 7 minutes away from half-time here. Arsenal's had 3 touches in the Manchester City box in this game so far. City's had 17 touches in the Arsenal box. We've got something to show for our superiority. We've got a goal. Looking for that second goal. That second goal will make me feel a lot better. I won't be sat forward as City look to try and press and intercept. They don't. They should get the ball back here. Although, poor clearance from, I think, Cancelo once more. And Arsenal now got an opportunity. Saka. Aubameyang plays it through. Great ball. Saka. Great save from Ederson. It goes out for a corner. City furious with the offside flag not going up. You're best playing on with them offside flags not going up. You've just got to keep on playing. I personally felt it was offside. And if this had been gone in, I tell you what, Very close. You couldn't rule out that potentially not being offside and that goal would have stood. Instead, Ederson manages to get a good shoulder onto the ball and managed to get it just over the bar. A big opportunity that for Saka and for Arsenal. But as it is, good save from Ederson keeps it as Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. And just like that, Arsenal could easily have had an equaliser, in my opinion, undeserved. Corner comes in. Surely going to be cleared. It is. Eventually cleared further by Nathan Ake before a free kick is given, I presume for an infringement or a push or something like that. Manchester City can relax a little bit more to go into the last 5 minutes of this first half. So danger averted. Like I said, that's why we're looking for that cushion of the second goal. You just never know when Manchester City might concede, and sometimes it just comes completely out of nothing. Sometimes it comes from a mistake. Sometimes it just comes from Manchester City being not very good, and sometimes opponents exploit Manchester City's system, just like Arsenal have right now as they come away with the ball once more. Ball gets played across. Aubameyang, saved by Ederson. Offside flag does go up this time. Was definitely offside. But like I said, you've got to play on with the new rule where the offside flag will go up after the opportunity to allow for VAR to make that decision rather than the offside flag or the linesman making that decision in the first place. I tell you what, I think he might be onside once more. So it's a good job that Ederson was very sharp off his line to make another save. 2 big saves from Ederson. 2 in the space of 2 minutes. Man City getting the warning signs as we're entering into that little last phase of the half. So I always say first 15 minutes is the first phase. Next phase goes from around 15 minutes through to about 25-30 minutes in. Next phase 30 to 40 minutes. Then you have the sprint finish from the 40 to 45 minutes is the phases of the first half. Arsenal now looking to end with a sprint finish. Try and put City under pressure. We're up to 69 likes now. So I'm sure some people that are childish will find that entertaining and hilarious. 31 likes away from my 100 like goals. That'd be great if we could hit that. Like I said, trying to hit that before half time would be great. Ambitious, but can be done. There's Mahrez there with a little push. Gabriel goes down, nothing given. Does get a throw in for Arsenal as Aguero isn't happy and confronts the lineswoman. He's putting his hand on her neck. Not sure he needs to be doing that. Not sure what Aguero's doing there. There we go. Sure, going to go out of play and does. So a throw in that goes, let's throw straight out of play. For a throw into Manchester City. That's a great ball across. Picked up well by Nathan Ake. Great ball. Nice run. Surely a free kick. No, a free kick isn't given. Like he chopped him from behind. Never mind. Anyway, ball comes forward for Manchester City. Seems to have calmed down from them couple of opportunities for Arsenal, which is good. Can we maybe create one more opportunity before the half-time whistle goes? We've currently got less than 2 minutes remaining of the half. Mahrez there. Yeah, it was a free kick. I was going to say he's putting under a lot of pressure without winning the ball as Arsenal distribute the ball across now. They do get it onto the right-hand side through Nicolas Pepe, looking to take on Nathan Ake. Does take on Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake gets a good challenge in. That was a goal kick in my opinion. That's a great challenge that from Nathan Ake. Well timed, managed to get it, intercept the ball, hit it into the legs of Nicolas Pepe and out for a goal kick to Manchester City. Nathan Ake is quick, he's a good defender, he's a good solid signing that from Manchester City in my opinion. Decent tackle that. Decent. Well played, Nathan Ake. So we're 30 seconds away from going into added time for the first half. Ederson just taking his time. He's going to boot this ball into the Arsenal half. He does. Brilliant find. Finds a Manchester City man as well, but the ball is given away eventually up top. That was a great ball by Ederson. I said that City have had a bit of a problem with Ederson's distribution in the game so far, but that was great. So he does still have it in him, which is good to see. Never doubted him. As Bellerin now on the right-hand side for Arsenal in the Manchester City half now. Willian looking to bring it away and try and create maybe the final opportunity of the half as we're into the first minute of added time. It's only 1 minute's been added on, so we've got less than 1 minute remaining now of this half. We've now got nearly 90 people tuning in at this time, so anyone that's tuning in and is enjoying this live stream, make sure you leave a thumbs up. We're 29 away from the light goal that I'm looking for, as a good ball in from Saka is cleared from Manchester City and out for a Arsenal corner. It's going to be the last opportunity of the half. You know what would be audacious? Arsenal sending their keeper forward, because there's not going to be enough time for Manchester City to bring the ball forward and launch a counter-attack. So put the extra man in the box. Anyway, corner for Arsenal then. So we're into the 46th minute. The 1 minute of added time is up. Willian puts the ball into the box. Arsenal look to try and win that. It goes wide. Arsenal look to try and win that header. He shoots and it goes flying past the post. They're appealing for something. Referee nods. Points for a goal kick, so that'll lead us, should, to half-time. Not too sure what they were looking for. So there we go. The half-time whistle does go. I'm just going to stay on here just in case VAR has a look at something that might have happened. Are they looking for a handball on Kyle Walker? I think they're looking for a handball on Kyle Walker. We'll get a better look from this angle. Or maybe a high foot or something. I'm not sure what they're looking for. Personally, I don't think there's much in it. I'm not sure if VAR are having a look. They're all walking off. I mean, I know they can all come back out if something happens there, but yeah, it looks like it is remaining Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0 at half-time. So there we go. I'd say for the first 40 minutes or so, I'd say that Manchester City have looked the stronger side. I think City have created some good opportunities. They set the precedent there for Arsenal with what Manchester City and how we're going to play. We're going to look and try and use width really well in this game. Distributing that ball well to Riyad Mahrez, trying to get Raheem Sterling and Phil Foden involved as much as possible. We've got Cancelo playing right back, left back, centre back, central midfield, defensive midfield. He could probably play up top if we needed him to as well. So he's here, there and everywhere for Manchester City. Maybe looking for their little engine. But yeah, I think that's been fairly decent that from Manchester City for the first half. Creating some good opportunities, some good slick passing. We have had a couple of heavy touches here and there. I think that may be just down to rustiness coming out from the international break and us not playing for 2 weeks is what I'm going to put that down to. And that should be something that will be ironed out over the next week or so as we're playing every 3 to 4 days. But yeah, like I said, first 40 minutes or so look perfectly fine. We've got a goal to show for it as well through Raheem Sterling. It was on the counter-attack from Manchester City brought forward. Lovely by Sergio Aguero. Really nice to see him back for Manchester City as well. Before a shot came in from Phil Foden on the left-hand side. Leno gets down well and saves it. Can't get himself back up to try and save the rebound as Raheem Sterling just first time puts it into the back of the net. And then from there, Phil Foden could have made that 2-0 with a good low save from the foot of Leno as well. I thought he could have looked for the chip to have maybe made it 2-0 to Manchester City, but there we go. We've been clinical in getting a goal, but we've not been as clinical as some other games, and we've been more clinical than what we've seen in some games as well. Can we nitpick? Yes, we can. We could be more clinical, in my opinion. And then, of course, last 5 minutes or so, Arsenal starting to get a little bit of momentum, starting to go forward, bringing their team forward an extra 10 yards or so. How often do I hear teams doing that? Leicester have done it, Leeds have done it, Wolves have done it, and now Arsenal looking to do it as well. And they'll look to try and have some successes on that into the second half as well, bringing their team an extra 10-15 yards forward, trying to get their attacking players involved as much as possible and moving their midfield forward as well. Arsenal creating a couple of really good opportunities. The best of the lot came from a shot from Saka, who in my opinion was onside. The offside flag never went up, and it was a good shoulder save from Ederson, and it just goes over the bar. Could easily have been 1-1. And then a couple of good opportunities for Arsenal right at the end of the half. Firstly, coming through Aubameyang with a good rushing save out from Ederson. Offside flag went up. It'd been interesting if that ball had gone into the back of the net, though, because VAR would have had a decision to make, and that would have been a very tight offside call. And then right at the end of the half, I think there was appealing for a high boot on Kyle Walker, and a flash shot from Arsenal went past the post. Warning signs there for Manchester City. We've got the lead, which is fantastic. 2-goal cushion. We need to be improving that. With Arsenal starting to come forward a little bit more, so it's up to City to... They're going to need to weather the storm. In my opinion, City are going to need to be a little bit better with their distribution, looking for their width and looking to try and hurt Arsenal as they do come forward on that counter-attack is what I'll be looking for in the second half. Need to be a little bit tighter defensively as well. I always feel like Manchester City are going to concede in the game, and so I'm always looking for City to try and get that 2-goal cushion. And if that can come ASAP in the second half, then that would be brilliant. I am concerned, though, with Arsenal picking up that momentum in the last 5 minutes of the game, that's something that they're going to look for in the second half. So City need to try and sort that out. The analysts at City will be looking at that, I am sure. The analysts at Arsenal will be looking at ways to exploit, and I feel like Arsenal may have found their way to exploit, and that's through pushing their team further up, which means Arsenal, if City can weather that storm and keep Arsenal out for the first phase of the second half, so the first 10-15 minutes or so, then hitting them on the counter-attack could be one of them things. But Arsenal, while it remains at 1-0, will always fancy that they are still in this game. We need that 2-goal cushion. In my opinion, look towards the bench for Manchester City if you wanted to look at some players that could maybe make a difference. I mean, one big player that's standing out there is Fernandinho. I feel like we need another engine in that midfield just to try and nullify Arsenal's midfield, and then they'll try and distribute that out wide. And so big games coming up here for Cancelo and Kyle Walker and Nathan Ake, I am sure. Nathan Ake's done a really good job on that left-hand side in nullifying Nicolas Pepe and Willian when they've been rotating. Arsenal, though, I feel like look a little bit more dangerous on that left-hand side. But when they've got quality like Nicolas Pepe, like Aubameyang and Willian and that, there's always going to be chances there. So Manchester City need to be careful in this second half and try and get that second goal is what I would be looking for. So yeah, we'll see what happens for this second half. Like I said, warning signs there from Arsenal. Manchester City, though, for the first 40 minutes or so, have looked fairly decent in my opinion and well deserved their 1-0 lead. And it is still 1-0 to Manchester City. So let's have a quick look at the stats at half time. So City dominating the ball like I was expecting, with Arsenal going more negative than what I was expecting. They've got 3 good attacking players. I think their midfield leaves a lot to be desired, but that's just my opinion. City have had 65% possession to Arsenal's 35% possession. City have had 10 shots, 4 on target, 1 goal. Not bad. Not great, but not bad at all. Arsenal 6 shots, 2 on target. Ederson making a couple of good saves, like I said, rushing out with that save on Aubameyang, and also that very good save on Saka as well. And also Saka having another opportunity that he tipped over the bar. Because the offside flag went up, they're not counted that as a shot, but in my opinion he was onside, and so that was another good save from Ederson. Pass completion rate from Arsenal, decent, 84%, but for Manchester City, listen to this, 92%, much better than what it was against Leeds, in my opinion. Much better from Manchester City. City created a couple of clear-cut opportunities. Arsenal's created a clear-cut opportunity as well. Both teams have had 4 corners apiece. Aerial duels, City have won 64% of their aerial duels, which again is a good improvement on that match against Leeds, who did well first half, second half pretty abysmal. Arsenal 36% on their aerial duels, 2 saves for Ederson, 3 for Leno, and just 1 yellow card in the whole game, and that has gone to Rodri, who's sitting on a yellow card. I would perhaps be looking at Fernandinho on for Rodri, in my opinion, to try and get a little bit more of, like I said, an engine in the middle is what I'd be looking for. Normally, throughout this season, it has been a common fact that teams have improved in the second half and really look to put Manchester City under pressure. City need to be careful of that in this second half. Like I said, the 2-goal cushion is what I'd be looking for Manchester City. Even if that means coming out the blocks. Arsenal want to come forward 10-15 yards. If Manchester City go all out attack and all guns blazing looking for that goal quickly in the second half, that's going to force Arsenal back. And so, looking to defend via the means of attack, I think would be a good way to go, in my opinion. So let's have a look, see what the chat is saying. other than someone spamming Ozil, so who spelt Ozil wrong at some point. Not sure how you managed to do that. So we'll get rid of them so they're not spamming the chat, because we don't want people spamming chats. If I had to pick a striker, Mbappe or Haaland, I think Mbappe, very unrealistic, so I'd rather have Haaland, but I wouldn't say no to Mbappe if I'm completely honest. Main target, I think City will have a look at a left back, so probably Tagliafico, probably be Zinchenko out at some point and Tagliafico in, I'd say is the most realistic. Is the 1-0 lead deserved? I'd say so for Manchester City. I think we've been the better team, we deserved the lead. I'd say a 2-1 would probably suit this game more than 1-0, but we've still got the clean sheet, and like I said, we can get that second goal, that'll really then put Arsenal under pressure. But we'll take it from there, in my opinion. Thoughts on Aguero putting his hands on the lineswoman? That was a bit weird. Didn't think he needed to do that, if I'm completely honest. Interesting formation, I agree there, Kelby. It's a strange one. I think Arsenal's slowly starting to adjust and adapt to that for that second half. So I think City, I'd refer to something more familiar. I'd be looking back to that 4-1. What, 4-1-2-3, whatever it is that City like to play. So the 4-1-4-1's what I tend to call it, or a 4-1-2-2-1, or a 4-1-2-3, however you want to call it, is what I'd be looking for. But I'd be looking for Walker on the right hand side, Cancelo on the left hand side, Ake and Diaz playing at centre back. I'd be looking. I'd take Rodri off for Fernandinho, put him in the middle. Fernandinho, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, Sterling, Mahrez on the right hand side, Sterling on the left hand side. Aguero leading the lines is what I'd be looking for. But that's again just my opinion. Well, what's everyone else saying? Tyreek, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Assad going for 3-0 to Manchester City. I would take that every day of the week. Every day of the week. Yeah, Ruben Diaz, he's not really had too much to do, if I'm completely honest. Things have been running through Kyle Walker's end and Nathan Ake's end via Cancelo rather than through Ruben Diaz. But he's not really put a foot wrong. At the moment, best player on the pitch, I'd probably say... I thought Mahrez looked probably the most likely to make something happen for Manchester City. He's looked very slick, he's controlling the passes, he's getting into good positions, he's getting balls into the box, he's testing the keeper, he's causing problems for Arsenal. I think he's looked very lively. Can't say that Raheem Sterling, not mention Raheem Sterling considering he picked up that all-important goal, and we can't not mention Phil Foden for the build-up into the goal. Aguero's looked very good. I think Cancelo, like someone said before, like a headless chicken trying to make things happen. Yeah, I think City have looked pretty strong. I think some people might focus on the negatives because of how Arsenal's ended that half. But for the first 40 minutes, so the majority of that first half, it's been all Manchester City in my opinion. But yeah, Riyad Mahrez is what I'm going to go for. So yeah, preparing for the second half. I normally do have a break. I've waffled on for a long time there that I'm probably not going to get a break. That doesn't matter. Keeping everyone entertained for the half time, which isn't all bad. So we'll get everything prepared for this second half. Then I'm probably just going to go and have a quick flick on Twitter and see what people are saying. Actually, that's a good point. Let's get on that Twitter. See what people are saying. See what the other thoughts are of people. What people are making of this game. So lots of people confused by the formation. I love that from Sam Lee, struggling to identify who players are. It doesn't help that Rodri and Cancelo have got the same haircut. That's brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. Arsenal aren't happy about that penalty at the end from the high boot. Just looking at the still shots of it. The still shots of it make it look a lot worse than what it was. Kyle Walker wins the ball cleanly. The boot comes back down and the boot doesn't hit the face. I mean, if he wins the header and the boot goes in the face, it's not only a penalty. I think you're looking at a red card. I think if that's outside the area, or should I say, if it's is it Saka? I'm not sure who that is actually. Coming in for the ball with his foot and it's Walker's head. I think a free kick could be given in the opposite way, but because it's a big decision of a penalty, I think the decision isn't given instead. I'm just having a look, reading through Sky Sports tweets about it. Someone's commented, an Arsenal fan called Jason, who spelled Jayson, Arsenal fan, which is a horrendous way of spelling the great name of Jason, and so anything that he says, completely irrelevant. My opinion? There we go. You want the big mic? What this mic? Love it, love it, love it. Only talking about Arsenal doesn't surprise me if I'm completely honest. I mean, there's nothing in it. Nothing in it. That's a horrendous way of spelling the name. It's just not a penalty for me. What's my McDonald's order? Considering the triple cheeseburgers now, I'd probably go for that. Triple cheeseburger meal with a chocolate milkshake. That's what I'd go for. As we're set to come out now for the second half. Set for the kickoff for the second half of this game. City got a slender lead, a 1-0 lead here. Can we hold on? Still waiting for Arsenal to come out. Here we go, finally. Go on, Arsenal. Lacking behind here. I love the Liverpool score as well. Lost the last game, dropped more points today. A bit of momentum here to be made up for City. Makes City feel better that if we do win today, that if it is only a narrow win and it's only a win by 1 goal, we match their goal difference. We've got a game in hand. And we're 3 points behind. So I think we're good to go for the season. And what's been considered a pretty bad start by Manchester City. Other teams aren't exactly running away and spreading away. Yes, if we win this game, we'll still be 6 points behind Everton. I do feel though that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and then points can be made up, in my opinion. Rightio, Manchester City get us underway for this second half. Big second half. Like I said, I think Arsenal are going to really look to set the precedent early on here. That's what I think is going to happen. And try and put Manchester City under a lot of pressure as the ball goes in. And a header straight to Ederson as Nicolas Pepe goes down with a knee injury and Ederson puts the ball out of play. It looks like a pretty bad knock, that, if I'm completely honest. Has he got a cruciate ligament damage? If so, wish Virgil van Dijk all the very best. All the very best. Horrendous injury, if that's true. Horrendous injury. Really bad. Decent player as well. Really decent player. Obviously, lots of City fans will be thinking it's good for Manchester City to have such a quality player for our opposition out injured, but I don't like seeing injuries. I don't like seeing serious injuries. As Pepe looks like he may be coming off that. Did look like a pretty nasty knock as he'd gone in for the header, and he looks like he landed awkwardly or something. Anyway, we've got Alexandre Lacazette warming up instead. So if Pepe can't get back up, then we'll maybe seeing Lacazette coming on. He's holding his thigh, so some kind of thigh injury. You know what? Looking like Kevin De Bruyne, I'll take that. That's a compliment. So, chin chin. Thank you very much. He's walking very gingerly. He goes off on the touchline, so we'll see if Lacazette strips off and gets his kit on, ready to go. Or whether Pepe looks like he wants to get back on. Physio running round with him on the side as Arsenal give the ball back to Manchester City as Pepe is jogging around the pitch and is waved back on by the referee, so he stays on the pitch momentarily at least. Ake now brings it forward for Manchester City. He's gone. Looks like he's on that left back once again for City. He's up to 81 likes now, so only 19 likes away from the 100 like goal. Ball gets brought forward by Manchester City. Second ball, loose ball picked up by Arsenal, but given away straight away. Pretty poor as well. So Raheem Sterling drives at the Arsenal defence, drives at David Luiz. Phil Foden on his left foot first time puts a ball across. Isn't a great ball, and Aguero just misses the ball, so he can't control the ball, and it goes out for a throw-in to Arsenal on their left-hand side. Now I've got nearly 100 people tuning in, so if you're watching this and you're enjoying the stream, please like the stream so I know that you're enjoying the stream, and if you are enjoying the content that I am producing, then subscribe, press that red button. Aiming for 14,000 subscribers. As you can see, we're less than 300 subscribers away on our live subscriber count. Raheem Sterling's wrestling with Granit Xhaka. Ball is headed away. Knocked down. Can't see who that was. Was it Cancelo yet? Was it Rodri? No, Rodri, sorry. I can see where Sam Lee was coming from with the haircut. And it's a free kick there to Manchester City. So, nearly through a little short phase of the first 5 minutes of this second half. Arsenal haven't brought themselves forward that extra 5 yards like I was expecting just yet, as Raheem Sterling tries to get a pass going, doesn't really get one going as a tackle comes in, but Arsenal come away with it very well here. Now Saka can spread the play. Tierney gets a ball across, sliced clear by Ruben Diaz and goes flying into the stands for a corner to Arsenal. So another set piece here for Manchester City to defend. Again, another one of needless corners that we've given away. Just hoping that we're not going to get punished, as Willian is going to take the corner and put a ball into the box. Arsenal send their defenders forward. David Luiz, Xhaka, Aubameyang sitting around there. Gabriel as well. Goes in the corner. Willian. Headed clear at the near post by Manchester City. Second ball won by Arsenal, so they pick the ball back up. Ball goes back in and onto the roof of the net and out for a goal kick to Manchester City. Not a great ball in that from Tierney on the second ball, and Manchester City can breathe a sigh of relief. Goal kick to City. Still, Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0 in this Premier League match. Manchester City's 4th game of the season. We'll go into commentary mode. I like commentary mode. A little bit of commentary with the microphone. As Arsenal now have the ball in the middle, in their own half, bringing the ball forward. It's David Luiz with the ball. I think that's Xhaka dropping deeper. David Luiz plays it to his partner, Gabriel. He brings it forward down the left-hand side to Tierney, who plays it back to Gabriel. Gabriel now going to go back to the keeper, Leno. Leno being pressed by Manchester City all the way, looking to try and force that mistake. City trying to look for Arsenal to play it long, but do really well and get it to the right-hand side through Bellerin. That's a really good pass now. Willian picks up the loose ball, and it's brought into the middle now and distributed out to the left-hand side through Tierney. Good little bit of ball playing that by Arsenal. Really good. They're gathering in confidence, that's for sure. City could really do with that 2-goal cushion, in my opinion. As David Luiz now brings it forward. Willian now on the right-hand side. Ball gets switched across again, this time to the left-hand side through Tierney. Can he put something into the box? He tries, goes down under a challenge, too heavy of a touch and out for a goal kick to Manchester City. And so that nice bit of play from Arsenal ends up amounting to nothing. There's just nothing in that. It's just not a free kick. It's just too heavy of a touch. Knocks that on way too far there. Under a challenge combined of Mahrez and Cancelo means that he goes down as Ederson is pressed, but goes out for a throw in there to Manchester City as Ederson's caught taking his time, and Arsenal trying to capitalise on that through Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Manchester City now got a throw in right next to their touchline in their half. Nathan Ake surely going to do a long throw, try and get this as far away from our goal as possible, you would think. Although Sergio Aguero has now dropped into the left-back position. Ball's headed, thrown straight to an Arsenal head to get it clear. City managed to clear their lines, but Arsenal win the ball back. Raheem Sterling may have fancied his chances for a minute there, but Leno manages to intercept the play around 30 yards out from the Arsenal goal. But ball is picked up by Manchester City through Ruben Diaz. This time Ederson, who continues his style of taking his time, clears the ball out to the Manchester City right-hand side. It is won by Riyad Mahrez, flicked on, no one there, and Arsenal can mop up and take control of the ball. All getting a bit scrappy here, isn't it, really? As we're through nearly 54 minutes into the game. My eyesight. Yeah, 54 minutes of the game. So Arsenal now on the left-hand side. Give it away. Here we go. Manchester City now potentially on the counter-attack. There is a man over in Phil Foden in the centre now. City play it centrally, but play it back to the right-hand side with a couple of neat, tidy, short passes. Means that we're slowing the play down. Arsenal are able to get their players back behind the ball. City then move it to the left-hand side through Nathan Ake. Raheem Sterling, who has dropped deeper, distributes it out to Kyle Walker, who's now playing very centrally at centre-back. Passes it to Ruben Diaz. He flicks on to Raheem Sterling, and Aguero, who drops deeper, sells a dummy and wins the ball. Now on to Riyad Mahrez on the right-hand side. Can he get a ball across? He gets a shot away instead, and it's a good save from Leno low down. No real power in that from Riyad Mahrez. Nothing too concerning for Arsenal there. All had their angles covered there. There wasn't too much that Mahrez could do. Wasn't a horrendous shot. Needed saving. It was saved and gathered well by Leno as Arsenal now bring it away. Down the right-hand side, although the ball does go out for a throw-in there to Manchester City. Not too sure if that was too much of a great distribution from Leno out to Hector Bellerin. Gave him a little bit too much to do and he couldn't keep it in play. And so City now have a throw-in on their left-hand side. Although Ake takes it backwards, so it goes right back to Diaz, right back to Walker, who goes right back to Ederson. And so that little error not capitalised upon by Manchester City. Ederson now brings the ball away straight to his goalkeeper in the opposite end, Leno, who hoofs the ball clear. Loose ball is picked up really well from Arsenal now. Willian on their right-hand side brings it backwards. All the way back to Leno. Just saw a pop-up on my phone saying Liverpool are moaning about VAR and have asked the Premier League to investigate 2 VAR decisions. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. The amount of decisions that Liverpool's had over the years when VAR hasn't been there and things don't go their way. They want an investigation to it. You love to see it. You do. You really do love to see it. Kudos, Everton. Well done on your point. Liverpool tears. Love it. Oh, we can get a win here. Interesting. Ball comes forward. Intercepted well by Ruben Diaz. Nathan Ake playing out at left back. Brings the ball forward for Manchester City. Bernardo's dropped deeper. Not really said Bernardo's name much. Hasn't really been involved in this game. Lively first 10 minutes or so, but not really got involved too much since. Maybe he's feeling a bit confused about the formation, and who would blame him? I'm watching the game, and I'm confused. But, most importantly, it's all about the players and how they're playing, and if they're happy with the formation and not confused about it, then kudos, it's working. Not too much creativity involved in this game at the moment. I feel like if there's something going to happen, it's going to be a mistake more than anything else. Maybe a forced error. Not too much creativity at all. Arsenal now bring it away. Surely going to go out for a goal kick. Does go out for a goal kick here to Manchester City. Nicolas Pepe seems to have gotten over his injury that he picked up 5 or 10 minutes or so ago. As Ruben Diaz manages to shield the ball out for a goal kick to Manchester City. Come to expect no more from the 6'2", 6'3", tall, physical centre-back for Manchester City. Seems to have settled in really nicely since joining Manchester City, which is really good. Nathan Ake seems to have hit the ground running as well. So a couple of new signings there for City, really settling in well, which is good to see. Ferran Torres, I'm sure he'll get minutes. I'm sure he'll get plenty of starts. I'm sure he'll feel a lot better after his performance in the Carabao Cup away at Burnley. Showed just how good he can be. So I'm excited to see more of Ferran Torres. As a ball from Ederson is cleared forward, Arsenal do pick up the pieces eventually, but the ball is in their own penalty area, and Arsenal now playing it out from the back. Manchester City haven't really been pressing too high, but a bad pass there leads to a mistake. Sterling drops deeper. Phil Foden plays it back to Sterling. No real support there for Sterling, so he's forced to go backwards to Bernardo Silva. Rodri, can he make something happen? Kyle Walker now on the right-hand side. Plays it back across. Raheem Sterling's dropped deep. Again, Ake now, Foden, Ake, Ruben Diaz. City just knocking it about, trying to look for space after initially winning the ball back. So Arsenal done really well to hold their shape as I think that's Riyad Mahrez that goes down through a challenge from Tierney and a free kick is given to City. City choose not to put a ball into the box, instead just pass it away and come away with the ball. So it's Bernardo Silva now driving at the Arsenal midfield. Passes it to Nathan Ake. Ake, can he make something happen? Centralises it. Rodri squares it across to Aguero. Really lovely touch from Aguero. Through to Sterling. Aguero takes a bit of a heavy touch there and is challenged. Challenged well and tackled. But ball won again from Manchester City high up. Phil Foden now on the left-hand side. Plays it out to Nathan Ake. Phil Foden dodges 2 challenges there. Does really well. And City centralise it once more through... I think that's Cancelo this time. Bernardo Silva. Raheem Sterling. Bernardo Silva now. City knocking it about, having a bit of possession, having a bit of ball play. Ball goes in deep. Tries to be a ball over the top. Cleared from Tierney though after winning the header. Manchester City are going to mop this up though and bring it away. I think that was through Ruben Diaz as a little dummy sold by Riyad Mahrez there. Cancelo doesn't result in anything and goes out for a throw into Arsenal to after that lovely little bit of play from Manchester City after the initial error from Arsenal. Amounts to nothing. That goes out for a goal kick, I think. Yep. Oh no, I think a free kick might have been given instead. A free kick has been given instead. There we go. Right, so we've got over 100 people tuning in now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you are enjoying the content. Aiming for 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Only 14 away. If you're watching this and enjoying it, leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated by me. And subscribe if you're also enjoying it. That would be great. As Ilkay Gundogan now is preparing to come on for Manchester City. As Arsenal now got a free kick, which Leno's going to pump forward for Arsenal. Ball is won by Manchester City in the air, but it's only flicked on for an Arsenal player before Rodri does really well there, using his presence to intercept the play. His second half possession is at 50-50. Doesn't surprise me. It has gone very scrappy. Since I picked up this microphone, it's become really scrappy. City are looking for Ilkay Gundogan maybe for a bit of inspiration. Perhaps for Bernardo Silva possibly, as David Luiz goes down under a challenge, I think, from Raheem Sterling, and a free kick is given to Arsenal. We're through 62 minutes here. We've got 28 minutes or so left of this second half. It's currently Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal now having their turn with a bit of ball play, playing it centrally. Saka distributes it well down the left-hand side. I think that's Gabriel that's decided to have a run and pick up the ball. Saka now has a run, although a free kick is given against Manchester City as Tierney goes down under a heavy challenge from Joao Cancelo, and he picks up a yellow card. Bit of a late one there, a bit of a shove. It's a bit harsh for a yellow card for a shove, if I'm completely honest, but there we go. Maybe it's for a little stamp on the back of his heel, as well as his studs seem to just literally scrape down the back of his heel, like flicks the back of them. So a yellow card to Cancelo. So Rodri and Cancelo currently sitting on yellow cards here for Manchester City. But it's a chance here for Arsenal to put a free kick into the box and challenge Ederson's goal. As Willian doesn't put a ball into the box, instead Arsenal play it centrally, looking to try and make something happen. The drive at the Manchester City the defence now, as a shot from David Luiz is blocked and goes out for a corner. Nice little work that from Arsenal. Managed to trick Manchester City into dropping deeper and not committing men forward. It could have potentially been an effort from 40 yards there, that if Arsenal fancied their chances, maybe they could have gone for it. It does sound like something David Luiz would have done. Instead, they played it 10 yards further forward, got to around 25-30 yards out before Luiz had his shot deflected wide. Corner comes in. Ederson makes a hash of it for a free kick is given. Xhaka's not happy about it. Ederson's also not happy about it, so they're not happy about something. As Ilkay Gundogan now has his turn to come on for Manchester City, so he's going to get 30 minutes or so here for City, as it's Sergio Aguero coming off, just returned for Manchester City, of course. So Gundogan coming on, Aguero coming off, so I presume it's going to be Raheem Sterling going up front, so I'm sure everybody's going to be loving that happening. Let's get over to that chat. What are people making of that? Thank you, Dad. Appreciate it. I'm going for a big, long commentary here. Like a proper radio commentary. Thank you. People loving the commentary. Love it. Thank you very much. Getting a lot of love for the commentary as Manchester City now bring the ball forward through Ederson. The free kick that he managed to win after having a heavy challenge from Xhaka. The ball is headed clear from Manchester City. Second ball is won by Arsenal. Heavy challenge, though, from... who was that? Rodri, who's already on a yellow card, so Arsenal aren't happy about that, potentially looking for a red card. Last thing City need with 25 minutes or so remaining in this game and currently sitting at 1-0 is a yellow card, and considering Rodri is on a yellow card, he kicks out. That is naughty. That is naughty. Fernandinho on for Rodri, please, because I feel like Rodri's on his last warning now. The last thing we need right now is a red card. Bernardo Silva's gone more centrally at this moment in time. It does look like Raheem Sterling's occupying the furthest forward, but Bernardo Silva may be looking to try and get him more involved in the game, with Sergio Aguero going off and Ilkay Gundogan coming on as Arsenal bring it forward through Tierney. A good ball out. Willian now takes control of the ball. Good play here now, right-hand side. Willian's got the ball. Wants to go onto his right foot. City force him onto his left foot, so he has to distribute it. Looked offside then. No flag goes up, though. So it's Bellerin. Can he put a ball into the box? No, he goes backwards. Willian driving at the Manchester City backs. So good pass out. Ederson is going to claim that, though. Good little flicks and passes there from Arsenal. They don't look miles away from where they need to be. Really good interchange there. Good little bit of reading and defending there. I think that was from Ruben Diaz. Like I said, he's looked very settled at Manchester City since joining us, which is really good. Really good. City miss out on the ball once more. Arsenal now, they are pushing their players a little bit further forward. I wouldn't say it's a 10-15 yards, but they are a little bit further forward, looking to put Manchester City's wingers under pressure. So Mahrez and Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden struggling a little bit more right now, and Raheem Sterling to get involved in this game. So Arsenal managing to snuff out Manchester City's attacks, and in turn are managing to get through their own counter-attacks, as Arsenal now have picked up a dangerous free kick 30 yards from goal. It's central as well after Ruben Diaz clatters Saka, and so Arsenal's got themselves a free kick here. Arsenal now starting to turn up the momentum. 23 minutes or so for them remaining. It's still Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Still looking to try and find that equaliser. Ruben Diaz does clatter Saka there, and it is certainly a yellow card. So he joins Rodri and Cancelo in the book. As Arsenal now have got a free kick. Who's going to be standing over? Who's going to take this? David Luiz is stood over at Nicolas Pepe and Willian. I'd have thought Willian would fancy his chances, but we know that David Luiz can hit a free kick. It is very central, this. Slightly to, if you're looking at it from a Manchester City perspective, it's slightly to Manchester City's right or Arsenal's left. It is central to goal, this, though. David Luiz is instructing, so it looks like it's going to be him having a shot here. He looked geared up for this. This might be a potential knuckleball, looking for the top corner here. So Ederson preparing his wall. This is an opportunity here, 30 yards or so out. It's David Luiz, has a shot, he gets too much of it, knocks it over the bar. Manchester City survive. We've got 21 minutes or so remaining of this game. Still, currently, Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. As Arsenal now do make their first substitution as well. It's Willian coming off, Lacazette coming on. So a little bit more pace for Manchester City to think about. A good natural finisher in Lacazette as well. Some good players that they've got Arsenal here to cause Manchester City problems. Be interesting to see how Manchester City's defence does cope with Lacazette coming on. Like I said, I'm sitting here, I'm very pensive, looking for that killer second goal. As Arsenal now bring the ball away. Manchester City, though, at last do win that second ball. So we've got some possession. Need to make it count. Try and force Arsenal back as City go back themselves to Ederson. Ederson just taking his time. Doesn't need to rush. 20 minutes or so remaining. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Ederson plays it out to the right-hand side. Never good when you see Kyle Walker backpedaling, but he does really well. Gets it out to Riyad Mahrez, who sells a lovely dummy, and Manchester City now centrally can bring it away. Bernardo Silva, and then on to Rodri. Ruben Diaz now. Out wide, Raheem Sterling just about finds Ilkay Gundogan, who, I'll be honest, I forgot he came on. But he is on. Can guarantee you with that, he's come on for Sergio Aguero, who makes his return for Manchester City, making his first start for Manchester City, actually, this season. After coming back from an injury, his first match appearance, I think, since June. Since June, I think. As I think that ball's gone out of play for a throw into Manchester City, and it does. So we're on to 90 likes now, only 10 away from the live stream goal, as Sky decide to show a picture of Thomas Partey warming up. New signing for Arsenal. I think they brought him in on transfer deadline day from Atletico Madrid. Potentially may get some minutes here. We're only 6 away now from our 100 like goal. So if you're enjoying the live stream, then please leave a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. Surely that's a free kick to City as David Luiz brings down Phil Foden. David Luiz has a little laugh to himself, then runs away with his sideshow Bob-looking haircut. David Luiz has looked a lot more solid in this game than from the last time he came to the Etihad to play Manchester City in the Premier League, as a ball is pumped forward, cleared by, the header won by Arsenal before being cleared by Arsenal back to the keeper. Bernardo Silva just got clattered. He wasn't happy about something. Goes down in the penalty area. I mean, I'm not too sure what he's appealing for. Feeling like he's been cut off. I'm not sure. I do not know. There we go. Anyway, we're 4 likes away now from 100 likes. Fantastic. You guys watching this and everyone that's been supporting my channel over the last few days, weeks, months and years, legends, much appreciated, as Ederson's pump forward is intercepted by Leno. How many times have we said that? Ball just straight forward, gone straight to the Arsenal keeper. As we've got over 100 people now tuning in for the live stream for the last 18 minutes or so of this 4th Premier League game for Manchester City against Arsenal. It's the master against the apprentice. Pep Guardiola taking on Mikel Arteta. It's currently Pep Guardiola's Manchester City 1, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal 0. I thought this would have been both teams to score. I still think that it might, so I am looking for that 2-goal cushion for Manchester City as Arsenal now bring the ball forward. Personally don't think it's a penalty. Apologies for the microphone cutting out there. I apologise. Sound is back. Do not worry about that. Do not worry about that. Sound is back. Sound is back. We'll just show the camera there. We see this little bit here. It's just dangling out. Probably because I'm pulling on it. Keep doing this. Commentating. I apologise. But the sound is back. Whilst I've been away with that sound back, Arsenal did a poor pass and it showed a replay of Gabriel cutting off Bernardo Silva. Gabriel had every intention of flattening Bernardo Silva. I don't think it was a penalty. Didn't need to be done. I mean, he's nowhere near the ball. So there we go. A bit of a silly thing to do, but certainly I don't think it's a penalty. And if it was the opposite way round, and I'd be certainly extremely upset if a penalty was given for that. But that's my opinion. So we've got 113 people tuning in. We're 3 likes away from 100 likes. So if you want to have the honour of being the live stream 100th like, then leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. As Manchester City now bring it forward, potentially here for that second goal. Raheem Sterling. Can he get some kind of ball across? He can't, but do get a corner. Hector Bellerin puts the ball out. A corner to Manchester City. I feel like having someone like Gabriel Jesus come on now would really suit Manchester City. Of course, Jesus is currently injured. Still expected to be out for another couple of weeks or so, you would think, before coming back for Manchester City. But someone like him coming on now to cause Arsenal's defenders a lot of problems would be fantastic. But there you go, it is what it is. As Ilkay Gundogan takes a short corner, ball goes in, flicked on at the in the centre towards the far post. Arsenal will bring that ball clear through Saka. I think Saka's had an excellent game for Arsenal, in my opinion. An arguable contender for man of the match. I think City have looked pretty solid defensively. I think Ruben Diaz has looked very comfortable at the back as well. Mahrez has had a quieter second half from what he had in the first half. And Manchester City now have a throw-in right next to the Arsenal corner flag. 13.5 minutes remaining here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0 in the Premier League. City now on the attack, trying to look for that second goal. Great twisting and turning. Ball gets shot across, and it's just wide. It was nearly a David Luiz own goal. To be fair with David Luiz, he couldn't do anything else with that. He doesn't know who's behind him. Cancelo there, great bit of trickery, great bit of footwork, trying to create problems as the ball does go just wide of the post for a potential second goal there for Manchester City. Goes out for a corner instead. 13 minutes remaining here. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. A corner to Manchester City on the Manchester City left-hand side. Ilkay Gundogan goes short to Phil Foden. Back to Gundogan. He plays it across central. Mahrez has a shot. Too much on it. Goes flying over the bar. Something City have obviously worked on in the training ground. Tried something in the first half with a ball that went out to Walker, who dinked a ball straight into the hands of Leno. Worked on something else, and the ball goes straight in to Riyad Mahrez, who has a shot, and it just goes flying over the bar. David Luiz does really well there not to concede. There is a tap-in waiting. I think it was Phil Foden following that in, ready to tap that into the back of the net. So David Luiz has done really well there. Like I said, I think David Luiz has had a lot better of a game than what he had last time he played at the Etihad in the Premier League against Manchester City, as Raheem Sterling just couldn't quite get that under his feet to potentially maybe have a drive at the Arsenal defence. Instead, plays a 1-2 with Nathan Ake before City go backwards. Up to 98 likes. 2 likes away now from that 100 like goal. That would be brilliant as a Manchester City player goes down. Can't quite make out who that is. I think that was that Cancelo or Rodri? I'm not sure. One of them's gone down. Anyway, Arsenal come away with the ball on halfway. Out for a throw into Manchester City as Aubameyang's gone down. He's had a very quiet second half, Aubameyang. Not really mentioned his name too much. Good, lovely dinked ball over to Ilkay Gundogan now. Picked up by Nathan Ake. Raheem Sterling brings it forward before passing backwards to Nathan Ake. City looking very comfortable, but it is only 1-0. The longer this stays at 1-0, the more Arsenal are going to get desperate and come forward and attack and bring more men forward. Leaves them obviously more vulnerable to the counter-attack, but it also increases their chances of getting an equaliser. That second goal will be fantastic right about now. And speaking about things that are right now, over 100 likes. Absolute legends. Thank you so much for everyone that has left a thumbs up on this live stream, hitting my goal. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. And to celebrate that, as Arsenal come forward to try and hit Manchester City on the counter-attack, it does hit, I think, Kyle Walker's foot. Stops that. Intercepts the ball. Fantastic. Stops a potential Arsenal attack as City bring the ball forward. Bernardo Silva now. Ilkay Gundogan calling for it in space. He's ignored by Mahrez. A shot, I think, by Phil Foden. He's blocked by Arsenal. Picked up by Manchester City. Ruben Diaz heads the ball into nobody in particular. And instead, Arsenal pick up the loose ball and come away to potentially try and build up from the back and lead towards another attack for them. Leno now. Back to David Luiz. There's 10 minutes or so remaining here. Ball picked up. Nicolas Pepe. Hit long. Collected by Manchester City with a very hard pass back to Ederson, who does control and he's managed to bring the ball forward. The ball is intercepted by Arsenal, but the loose second ball is picked up, thankfully, by Manchester City ball before being hit back into an Arsenal player now. Potential. Kyle Walker. It's a challenge that goes in. Aubameyang goes down. A free kick is given. It's not going to be a yellow card there. Not too sure. I thought that was a free kick. I thought it was a bit of good defending there from Kyle Walker. We'll look at the replay, see if he gets the ball. Oh, he doesn't get the ball. Fair enough, it is a free kick. If he gets the ball there, I think that's a lovely clean challenge. He isn't far off making that challenge there, Kyle Walker. Does step across Aubameyang. Aubameyang protects the ball really well and does get a free kick. Again, in a good dangerous area. We're talking 25-30 yards from goal. Central again. More towards Arsenal's left-hand side, Manchester City's right-hand side. This time you've got Aubameyang, Pepe and Lacazette standing over the ball. Not David Luiz, as it looks like at this moment in time Aubameyang's fancying his chances. So David Luiz off free kick duties after his not-so-great free kick last time out. looked very similar position to where David Luiz had his free kick. Is it going to be Aubameyang? Is it going to be Pepe? Or is it going to be Lacazette? All three stood over the ball. A chance this for Arsenal with 8 minutes or so remaining at the Etihad Stadium in this Premier League match. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Aubameyang has, I think, walked away from the ball, so it's going to be either Lacazette or Pepe. It's Pepe. It's a decent free kick and just wide of the post. Looking for that bottom, Ederson's bottom right-hand corner. He's a good yard or two away from that. It looked closer than what it appeared to be there. I don't think Ederson would have been too concerned. So a couple of dangerous free kicks given away from Manchester City, not being punished by Arsenal as of yet. As Nicolas Pepe now does come off after that free kick, and it is Eddie Nketiah that does come on for Arsenal. So the young forward coming on, the quick young forward looking to put Manchester City under pressure, and it is going to be a Premier League debut and his Arsenal debut for Thomas Partey, the new signing for Arsenal from Atletico Madrid. The central midfielder is going to come on for Granit Xhaka in the middle, looking to add more tenacity, more tenacious, dynamic, tough tackling distribution to Arsenal's midfield in this game. He's got, 7 minutes or so here to try and make the difference. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Has been a very scrappy second half, this in my opinion. City haven't really done too much. Certainly not had as good opportunities as what we had in the first half. Arsenal have had a couple of dangerous free kicks. Not really tested Ederson as much as what they were looking to hope for. As Manchester City come away on the counter-attack now. Phil Foden goes down. Advantage is played. Raheem Sterling plays it across. It is intercepted well by Arsenal though, and the counter-attack does come to an end. You know what? I'd probably have fancied a free kick. It'd have been central, 30 yards out. See how we do from a similar range. As it is, ball gets played on the advantage and we lose possession instead, as we do now pick up a free kick on our left-hand side, just close to the halfway line. Chance to have a little breather here. This has been a very high energy second half. Very scrappy, very level from both teams. Doesn't surprise me when I saw the stat before saying it's been 50% possession. It's been very, very scrappy. That's the only word I can think of. A yellow card given, I think, to Nathan Ake for time wasting. Doesn't even look bothered. He doesn't even take the free kick. I think it was Gundogan in the end that takes the free kick. City, though, distribute it to the right-hand side. A good ball over, which isn't picked up by Riyad Mahrez, and so it goes out for a throw-in. Arsenal now have got the ball. 6 minutes remaining here. That minute that City just wasted with that free kick will be added on, so I imagine we'll probably have 4 or 5 minutes added on here at the end, considering we had a little bit of an injury as well to, was it Nicolas Pepe before as well? Hector Bellerin driving inside the Manchester City half. Passes well out to the left-hand side. The ball is picked up. Saka, who was looking to try and find Lacazette. Arsenal centralise and then choose to go out down the right-hand side. David Luiz puts a good ball into the box, and it's just over the head of Aubameyang and goes out for a goal kick to Manchester City. It wasn't a bad ball in that at all from David Luiz, and he gets a thumbs up there from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Onside as well. Ederson miles off his line that if Aubameyang gets any good connection that's on target, you'd probably fancy that he does score. As Ruben Diaz and Kyle Walker, the ball's caught between. It's a very good ball in that from David Luiz. Another warning sign there for Manchester City as we go into the final 4 minutes of this second half. 4 minutes remaining. Currently Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. We've got over 120 people tuning into my live watch along, so thank you everyone for tuning in. Smashed our like goal of over 100 likes, currently on 108 likes. If you're enjoying the content and the watch alongs, make sure you also help support my channel by subscribing. Any help towards hitting my subscriber goal, which is 14,000 subscribers, would be much appreciated. We're less than 300 subscribers away from that as well. commentary's only going to get louder as we get towards the end of this game. Can City hold on? Could it be a nice, solid, home 1-0 win, a clean sheet as well? Great ball from Ederson. Picked up. Sterling sells a dummy. He tries to pass it instead of going for goal. It just couldn't find a Manchester City man. City, though, have picked up the loose second ball from the clearance from Arsenal. So we go again, perhaps for a second wave. Just like the pandemic. Can we have a second wave, another attack? That's a terrible reference from me. I apologise. I'm getting carried away. Yes, Arsenal's made all their substitutions at this moment in time. City have only made one. Surely City will be thinking about making a couple of substitutions. Like I said, I've been looking to have Fernandinho come on and have a bit of an engine in midfield now. I think we've been lacking that, as Thomas Partey just chucks himself to the ground in hope more than expectations, looking for a free kick. Doesn't get one. Phil Foden now. Raheem Sterling doesn't exactly push himself forward. Foden does find him. He looks frustrated. He looks frustrated again as Mahrez gets the ball stuck under his feet and Arsenal come away with it. That was a real chance. Maybe Sterling's feeling a bit tired or something. Maybe a substitution needed, feeling the tiredness of this high energy game. We're 88 minutes in. Ball goes forward for Arsenal. Kyle Walker just shields the ball and Ederson picks the ball up. He did look offside, so I thought the offside flag might go up on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's looking a little bit frustrated. Raheem Sterling's looking a little tired as well, if I'm honest. He sells the dummy, should go first time on his right foot there. Chooses not to, hesitates, passes it across. Phil Foden makes a run rather than waiting. If he'd waited, he might have got the ball. Thought Foden did very well there to go towards the ball. Naturally, if you don't get the ball straight away, you will go towards it. It's a natural instinct. As Phil Foden now, that's his last moments of this game as he goes off, as we do now get Fernandinho, that engine, into midfield as City go with two holding midfielders looking to secure the 3 points here. Currently 90 seconds remaining less than of this game. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0 at the Etihad Stadium in this Premier League game. Match day 4 for Manchester City, but for everyone else it is most other teams, it is their match day 5 game. City got a game in hand against Aston Villa, which currently hasn't got a scheduled date. As City now look to come forward. Ball intercepted there by David Luiz. We're into the final minute of the second half. Over 130 people tuning in now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying the live stream. Leno now looking to surely for Arsenal to pump this ball forward. There will be a little bit of added time. City time wasting on a free kick. Nicolas Pepe picked up a little injury and went down for a minute or two as well. So surely we'd be looking at maybe 3 or 4 minutes to be added on minimum here as Ruben Diaz runs the ball out of play. Was looking for a free kick, doesn't get one, goes out for a throw into Arsenal with less than 30 seconds remaining as they look to build from the back. If they're going to score from this, it is going to have to come from their goalkeeper as Leno moves it out to Arsenal's left hand side. Building from the back now, Gabriel, he centralises it, goes across. David Luiz on the right hand side. We're 10 seconds away. David Luiz potentially could get intercepted. It's a free kick given. Sorry, not David Luiz. Is that Ceballos? Intercepted by Fernandinho. Grabs his leg as we're into added time now as Manchester City win the ball high up. Ball gets threaded through. We're into 4 minutes. I said it'd be 3 or 4 minutes. We're into 4 minutes of added on time. 4 minutes for Arsenal to try and find that equaliser. 4 minutes here for Manchester City to hold on. Can City get that killer second goal that they've been looking for since they scored in the 23rd minute through Raheem Sterling? Can they hold on, secure the 3 points and pick up their first home victory of the season? David Luiz slams the ball, looking frustrated as Arsenal have got a throw-in inside the Manchester City half, about halfway through as they throw it backwards. David Luiz now spreads the play as Arsenal are inside their own half with possession, bringing the ball forward. Manchester City currently got every single player inside their half. Not often you hear that with Pep Guardiola's team, but they have at this moment in time. 3 minutes remaining. Arsenal pick up the ball, Bellerin, back to Partey, I think it is now. Can they get a ball across, something into the box, something for their attackers to work with? They're looking for a free kick. Fernandinho not giving them one. yet. Ball gets played out centrally and backwards, though, most importantly here, as Manchester City look to potentially bring players forward to try and win the ball before a tackle from Bernardo Silva goes for a free kick to Arsenal around, 45 yards out here, so a chance for Arsenal to potentially dink a ball into the box and try and put the City defenders under some pressure. Might they do another short pass and work something like they did last time when they had a similar position around 10-15 minutes ago? You could not rule that out now. We've got 2 minutes or so remaining of this game. Partey puts the ball into the box. It's cleared. Kyle Walker brings it away. Arsenal pick up the loose second ball. Goes back to Partey. Can they put another ball into the box? City's line comes very high up, driven at by Arsenal now, down the left-hand side. Cross comes in. It's not a bad ball in. It's dealt with, though, I think, by Ruben Diaz. Can't be picked up by Riyad Mahrez, so it's a throw-in now next to the corner flag in the Manchester City half to Arsenal. It's Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. All hands on deck now for Manchester City, looking to hold on and secure their first home win of the season as the throw-in comes in. Arsenal looking to put a ball into the box. Tackled by Manchester City. Can they bring the ball forward? They can. It's blocked by Arsenal. Goes out for a goal kick to Manchester City. Less than 90 seconds remaining here, Blues. 90 seconds to hold on. And I tell you what, Tierney smacks it against Mahrez. It was a corner. Tierney wasn't happy. I was wondering why. I thought he maybe thought it was a free kick or something. It should have been a corner in the last minute to Arsenal. As it is, goal kick for Manchester City, and in my opinion, a good time to get that last substitution on. Doesn't look like anyone's warming up, so City look like they're only going to make 2 substitutions rather than their 3. So there we go. Ederson distributes it straight to an Arsenal player. Walker surely just going to put this in row Z. No, finds a Manchester City man instead. Got to love a Pep Guardiola system. I'd have been putting that right out of play. As a free kick goes into Manchester City. Surely this is going to be the last opportunity of the game. A free kick to Manchester City. 40 yards out on the Manchester City right-hand side. Finally, Arsenal pick up a yellow card. It's Partey that picks up the yellow card for a foul on Mahrez. 10 seconds or so remaining here for Manchester City. A free kick. They choose not to put a ball into the box. Instead, just passing it around, looking to frustrate Arsenal as much as possible as we go into the final kicks. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The full-time whistle goes. Master against apprentice. It's the master that comes out on top. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City 1, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal 0. It's Manchester City who come out triumphant, picking up not only the 3 points but also a clean sheet to make them feel good about themselves. It's Manchester City's first home victory of the season. It means that with this win, Manchester City move on to 7 points from a possible 4 games after picking up 4 points from their first 3 games, picking up a draw against Leeds in the last game, a disappointing home loss against Leicester City, getting battered 5-2 at the Etihad Stadium, and then of course winning their first game of the season away against Wolves 3-1, and Man City winning a couple of Carabao Cup matches and moving us into the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup means that Man City have got something to work with. We're currently sitting at this moment in time now 6 points behind leaders Everton at the top of the table. We do have a game in hand against Aston Villa with no date set for that rescheduled match. Manchester City, though, also sitting 3 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. We know we've got a couple of tricky away games coming up in the Premier League for Man City. West Ham next weekend is going to be our next game, and of course we will have a live stream for that for the Premier League for Manchester City to try and build upon. But if City can win that game and then their following game and away game again, I'm going to hate me. I'm sure someone can leave it in the chat actually who City's next game is after that. We've got after the match against West Ham. I'm sure someone will let me know in the chat. We've got another away game, followed then by a home match coming up against Liverpool. And if we can win these next 3 Premier League games, that in my opinion sends us where we need to be. Manchester City currently sitting in 10th place on 7 points, 6 points behind leaders Everton. Liverpool are the team to chase in my opinion, currently sitting 3 points behind them with a game in hand with that home match against Aston Villa. Like I said, no date for that rescheduled game. So it's not all bad. And like Dreamer's Destiny channel says, clean sheet there for Manchester City. I'm going to take that all day, every day. A solid, grinding 1-0 win against a quality Mikel Arteta side in Arsenal as well. Really good win this for Manchester City. Can we build on this? I really hope so. Like I said, next Premier League game, next weekend, early kickoff, West Ham. Of course, I'll be doing a live stream for that, so make sure you stay tuned to my channel. Subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on, and stay tuned for when I put that link out to that live stream. But we've got another live stream coming up in midweek. The return of the Champions League. The group stage for the 2020-21 season gets underway. Etihad Stadium. Manchester City take on FC Porto coming up for everyone to look forward to as well. I'm just going to have a look now, see if that's on the Tuesday or the Wednesday for City when we're playing. I think it's on the Wednesday. So yeah, we're playing Wednesday, 8 o'clock at the Etihad Stadium in a match against FC Porto. We'll have a live stream for that. Of course I will. West Ham early kickoff next Saturday, 12:30. Live stream for that. Of course, that I will. And then the Tuesday after that, Champions League away match in France, Marseille, 8 o'clock kickoff on the 27th of October. Live stream from me, of course. It's Sheffield United that we've got on Halloween, another early kickoff. Live stream for that. Of course I will have one. And then another Champions League game against Olympiacos. So we're playing every midweek in Champions League. 3 big games here for Manchester City in the Champions League. We can win them 3 games, set us well on our way in the Champions League, and then followed by the huge game coming up against Liverpool, which is currently scheduled for the 7th of November, which I am sure will change, and it'll either be on the Saturday evening kickoff, maybe even be on the Sunday. You do not know, you never know with television, but there we go. 3 points for Manchester City. It is West Ham next in the Premier League, but FC Porto in the Champions League before that to come. Live stream for that. Thank you very much, Tyreek, for tuning in, and thank you, much appreciated for your love. I appreciate everybody, so thank you very much for that. My man of the match, someone shouted out Ruben Diaz. I think is a very good shout in my opinion. I'm probably going to agree. I thought he looked very solid for Manchester City second half. Was the difference. It's nice to have a good, commanding, controlling, physical centre-back at Manchester City. Something we've lacked since Vincent Kompany. We looked better for it, in my opinion. Made the difference for Manchester City. Clean sheet, solid 1-0 win over Arsenal. In terms of stats, we're going to get the stats up for this game so we can have a look and make some assumptions. So it's 59% possession for Manchester City compared with a 41% for Arsenal. A lot tighter in that second half. Like I said, a lot of the time it was 50-50. 13 shots from Manchester City to Arsenal's 11. Near enough close on that. 5 shots on target from City, 1 goal. Okay, I can take that. Arsenal 11 shots, 3 on target, no goals. They'll be disappointed. Difference, Manchester City being just that little bit more clinical. 85% pass completion rate from Arsenal, decent. Manchester City was at 92% in the first half. Scrappy second half has brought that down to 89%. Damn, I wanted 90%, but there we go. Tackle completion rate, 46% from Manchester City. Arsenal's was a incredible 77%. Kudos. Aerial duels, 40% from Arsenal, 63% from Manchester City, so they managed to maintain a high standard in that second half for their aerial duels. 3 saves for Ederson to make compared with a 4 for Leno to make in the Arsenal goal. 4 yellow cards for Manchester City compared with the 1 for Arsenal, but it means Manchester City in 10th place now, trying to build on their season after what I would say a pretty slow start to the season, picking up our first home win. It was a needed win this, but I'm going to take this every step of the way. Thank you very much, Mixed. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Dad, as well. Much appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And thank you, everyone, for the continued support and everything else that's come with the live stream. Your support for my channel over the last few days, weeks, and months has been absolutely incredible. So thank you, everyone, so much for that. So at 7:30. So I think we'll just... I'm not going to go yet. Just going to let some people ask in some questions and stuff. If you want to ask anything about the game, have a nice little chat about the game before I disappear. And then start preparing for the next video. The next video is going to be the fan reaction to this Arsenal victory. So if you want to feature in my next video, all you need to do is film yourself. So film yourself on your cameras or mobile phones. Make sure you're just filming yourself. This is called landscape. So film it this way. Makes my life with editing much easier. And yes, I will prioritise people that film themselves this way because I like to make my life just that little bit easier. But you film yourself that way with your thoughts of this game. I normally look for around 30 seconds to a minute because it makes it easier to send it to me. I prefer videos to be sent via Instagram, so that would be much appreciated. But if they're a little bit longer and they can send on Instagram, or if they don't, send it to me on Twitter or my email or wherever with your thoughts of this victory over Arsenal with your chance to feature in my next video. That would be much appreciated. So, the Wolf, you're correct. 1-0 Manchester City. Dangerous scoreline, but there we go. Rank the game 1 to 10. I would say it's a solid game from Manchester City, so a solid 8 out of 10. A good performance, 8 out of 10 in my opinion. Diaz's performance, thought he was my JSGC man of the match for this game. Thought he had a really good game, Ruben Diaz. So yeah, thought he had a very good performance. It's a good win. It's a good solid win against a really good quality Arsenal side. And considering we haven't had great form, we've come out back on the international break. It's hard to get your momentum going. So to keep a clean sheet and look solid and win, you cannot ask for any more, in my opinion. We've still got injuries. No Gabriel Jesus. No Kevin De Bruyne. No Aymeric Laporte. Big players missing. Big players. So, yeah, solid. Decent. City changing up their formation. Thought it was a bit... there you go. Bit crazy from Manchester City. But it worked. It worked. So, whether it would work in our next game remains to be seen. But, yeah, there we go. Cancelo's attack, yeah, good, yeah, decent player. Here, there and everywhere, Joao Cancelo, running like a headless chicken at times in that game, playing at right back, left back, centre back, defensive midfield, central midfield, right wing. And like I said, if you want to play him in a striker, I'm sure that he could do that. Sterling's game performance. Sterling got himself a goal, so can't go wrong with that. He looked a bit tired towards the end, I thought. I thought that City might have made their substitution a little bit sooner. I thought we might have seen Ferran Torres possibly coming on just to cause Arsenal a little bit more problems. But, yeah, there we go. I think he's just got a niggling injury, Aymeric Laporte. It's nothing serious. He should be back very soon. Maybe not for the next game against FC Porto, but I'd suspect that he probably would be back for the next Premier League game against West Ham. So, yeah, there we go. Just going to nip onto Twitter just to see what the reactions are on Twitter. See what everyone's making of it. And nice to see Ruben Diaz trending. Always good to see. Ruben Diaz's stats: 102 touches, 93% pass completion rate, 89 accurate passes. 4 clearances, 4 aerial duels won, 1 interception, 3 accurate long balls. Fantastic performance there from Ruben Diaz. Really good. Joao Cancelo as well had a really good game. That seems to be what people are looking at. Ake as well looked pretty good, pretty comfortable. Lots of graft there from Manchester City, from Cancelo, from Bernardo Silva as well. Good, really good from Manchester City. A hard-fought victory. I would take that every day of the week. Really good performance. I'm really happy with that. Take that one. How am I feeling? Delighted. Absolutely delighted. Fantastic win for Manchester City. It's Saturday evening. Liverpool's dropped points. It's looking good. Looking better than what it did. So I will take that. And like I said, we'll be back again midweek, match against Porto as well. We're playing every 3 to 4 days. Lots more JSGC to come. Lots more Manchester City content to come. Lots more Manchester City stuff to talk about as well. So I'll take that every day of the week. Right, so I'm just going to end the live stream there. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated. Absolute legends. I'll see you all again for the next live stream. All you need to do if you want to stay tuned for that live stream is subscribe and press that bell. If you press that bell, you'll be notified immediately when I do upload, so you can be notified when I do start my live streams. Don't forget also, subscribe. We're aiming for 14,000 subscribers. 13,700 is our live subscriber count, so we're less than 300 subscribers away from that. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. So if you are watching this, then make sure that you do subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Currently live reporting on this at 127 likes. So let's see if we can get them likes up. 140, maybe even 150 likes. That would be absolutely brilliant. Don't forget also social media links. You can just find them below if you want to go and follow me on there. Don't forget, send them videos in with your fan reactions for this game. I will send out an Instagram story post, and I will send out a tweet as well with a reminder if anyone wants to go and contribute to that video. A fan reaction video will be up tomorrow, and then I'll have that video, the live stream schedule up either Monday or Tuesday for everyone to set their reminders for that game at home against FC Porto for everybody to look forward to. Thank you everyone for watching. You're all absolute legends. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Manchester City, clean sheet, 1-0, 3 points. Take that every step, or every day of the week. Take it every step of the way as well. And I'll see you all again for the next video, that fan reaction, and we'll be back again on Wednesday for another live stream of that match against FC Porto. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.